culture quotes, and it's by Meister Eckhart, who was excommunicated from the church. And I find usually when someone gets kicked out of church, it's a sign they're doing something something beautiful in history. When I was the forest, when I was the stream, when I was the forest, when I was still the field, when I was every hoof, foot, fin and wing, when I was the sky itself, no one ever asked me, did I have a purpose? No one ever wondered, was there anything I might need? For there was nothing I could not love. It was when I left all we once were that the agony began. The fear and questions came, and I wept. I wept in tears I had never known before. So I returned to the river. I returned to the mountains. I asked for their hand in marriage again. I begged to wed every object and creature. So that quote for me sums up the sanctuary, the Possibility Alliance mission statement is to uplift all life, to actually totally intertwine, get everything that is industrial out of the way. The shortest distance, as Lanza says, from the ground to the mouth, with no money or heavy machinery in between. And the second sentence of our mission statement is to reach our highest human potential, to become a vessel of love, that one can't happen without the other. And so basically, what people call radical simplicity here, because we have no car, we have no power tools, we have no electricity, there's no chainsaw, we do everything by hand, move things by horses. We're simply following the permaculture principles, which we haven't, it goes forever to intertwine with nature. So zero waste, that's one of the principles. Your life has to look very different to actually embody zero waste. So we find that the more we let go of these other pieces, we have to figure something out pretty quickly of how to function. So it's very imperfect here, but we find by just jumping in and not having a vehicle and not having power tools and not having electricity, we create a limitation, which is the third principle of permaculture. You have people care, earth care, and fair share is how it's fielded now, but in the original form was limitations create abundance. And so we have created a great limitation here and have a great constraint for our design. But what we're interested in is trying to embody the principles first, rather than have these amazing food forests or giant crystal herb spirals, things that are part of the expression, but that's something that we're trying to move into. We realize, as my partner Sarah says, is that it's a multi-generational movement out of industrial culture back to what is being talked about in this poem. And what I want to start with as we walk into the woods is, this is our experiment, we're going for global transformation and to become awakened. And a lot of people, rightly so, say, fat chance. But we realize that we've increased the probability of global transformation by what some estimate 3%. If we don't go for it, it's zero. And being in the Gandhian lineage, I'll talk more of our connection to Gandhi and the Ark where this project was inspired, where we lived in France. Gandhi said we need 100 million experiments. At that time, he's like, this is just my experiment. And at the end of his life, he felt like he failed because everyone started to follow him. And it's a time that really we shouldn't be mimicking something. Each one of us has a unique gift. Your name again? Kim. In 15 billion years, in the past or in the future, there'll never be another Kim. The only Kim to exist in the whole history of the universe. And that you have a personal experience and a gift that no one else has, or ever will, or ever did. And so it's that idea that we each have this experiment to unleash. It could be around how do we love each other? It can be around how do we eat to be healthy? It could be around policy. And so 100 million times 0.000000003 means we have a 3,000% chance of global transformation. And I said this on the tour yesterday, but it really struck me. Pete Seeger. Does anyone know Pete Seeger?
I love Pete Seeger.
Yeah. 5 decades of peace activist and would play his banjo to transform the Pentagon. Just a few weeks or a few months before he died, he was with a group of people. I read this in an article and he said, I finally figured out the way to full peace, like social and environmental justice. And everyone's like, okay, what is it? And he said, full participation. That actually, until we put peace or ecological justice first, we'll never have it. And often in our lives, things that are important, comfort, security, safety, often come above that. So the question I have for you is, if right now you could know 100% for sure that what you are going to take on right now would absolutely not fail. You had 100% guarantee. However you hold it, that could be Buddha nature came down, or it could be God, or it could be Mother Gaia came and said, you right now, whatever you choose right now, and it's what you say right now, is 100% chance of success. What would you choose? And as we walk into the forest, I want you to pair up and have a conversation and realize it wouldn't fail. So if you'd say, I want the entire Maharishi University to be sustainable, zero closed loop, full food production, locally sourced materials, no waste, it would not fail. All of Iowa, it would not fail. Planetary. So try to take everything to the furthest level because it wouldn't fail. Why not go for it? I've asked this question inner city high school students, Tea Party members, and it doesn't have to be something exterior. I've had people say to be the greatest listener on earth. It would not fail. So drop your cynicism or your anything that would block you from believing it's possible. This is a magic wand experiment. Is everyone understanding the mission I'm putting you on right now? So have a conversation. Have the conversation where I just say, I'd like to have an organic garden in every library. You can challenge and say, really, just the library? And by the end of it, I want an organic garden with everyone growing food in every institution on the planet. And you can even up one time, there was a student here who thought our mission statement was really lame. It's like, we're going for planetary transformation. We may not be doing that much, but we're going for it. And they were a proponent of intergalactic transformation. So we're going to stay planetary here, but if the quasars are the limit or beyond. So grab a friend and just start talking about, and try to get it as clear to like a sentence, because we're going to look at some of these and as an entry point to this experiment. Great. So find